we were in quarantine. Basically, we were in a bubble, and all the cast members lived together in the same house
Right.
in this giant 60,000 square foot mansion. And so a lot of stuff went on. We ate dinner together every night, man.
Yeah.
You know, and J Lo and Josh Duhamel had other mansions right next to this other one,
Right.
because they couldn't, stay with us in the 60,000 square foot mansion.
You star in the film Champions, which will be available on digital on April 28th and on Blu-ray on DVD on May 2nd. I got a chance to see the film. I enjoyed it. But yeah, of course. So, but for those who haven't watched it yet, what can they expect when they watch this film?
A surprise.
Yeah.
You can expect surprise if that's a contradiction in terms that happens in this movie. I ask the same questions I think that all people would when they hear about this film. Well, can they pull this off? And can these kids play ball? Can they act? Can they do all the things you're supposed to do in this movie? And it was a resounding yes, and it's amazing. Just to watch them function in their world, and you're being brought into their world instead of them coming into your world. It was a eye-opening experience and a really great experience. To see everything these kids can do. They're not just defined by one aspect of their personality.
And you play Julio, who's the rec manager of that center. But ultimately, what drew you to the film? Was it the character? Was it the cast? Was it working with director Bobby Fairley? What drew you to the film Champions?
All the above, but mostly Woody was a buddy. We'd worked together before. We did a play together in San Francisco, like every night, and so we had a lot of fun. And then Bobby Fairley, I'm a big fan of the Fairley brothers movies. Man, they crack me up. And so hey, this is going to be fun. And of course, who doesn't want to be in Winnipeg in the winter?
Of course. Oh yeah, that sounds amazing. But it's funny that you mentioned Woody Harrelson, because I didn't even realize that this is the first time you worked together in a full-length feature film. And I realized, and I just read about it yesterday, you worked in a play a while back. But are you kind of surprised that this is the first time you two are working together in a movie like this? Since you two have been working for so long?
Yeah, the odds are that you're going to work with him somewhere along the line. Mathematically impossible not to. But Woody and I got along well. I know him from Hawaii. He has a bunch of friends that we're having common, and I thought this is going to be fun. If Woody's playing this character, it's going to be fun. And I'd never worked with Bobby before, but I loved his movies. So it can only be good. And all these kids playing and I was just blown away about these kids. I mean, their ability to do a lot of other things.
Yeah.
One kid spoke 7 languages, and they were all great dancers and other kind of athletes. It was amazing to watch it, because you'd watch them practicing their little dance moves, on the breaks, and like where some of them had physical disabilities, they overcame them when they're concentrating on dancing. And every day I would come and watch that. It was astounding, and they took direction exceedingly well.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching them. It was really fun to see all of them. They all had different personalities that brought something different to the table. And along with the athletes and Woody Harrelson and yourself, Caitlin Olsen also stars, and I really enjoyed her work in the film as well. So what was it like having her on set?
Oh, she was great, man. I'd never met her before, and I don't think I'd ever watched this. It's Philadelphia, so we kind of had a lot of conversations. The other aspect is she has this romance with Woody, because she's the sister of one of the kids that plays ball, and it's a really real romance that gets stronger as it goes along, and it faces all the things, it's ups and downs, and I hate you, I love you, kind of that deal. And I thought it was this other chord that came into the movie. It was just like this glue that brought everything together, and it really made it a well-rounded movie. You're just not watching the same, well, I hope they win kind of thing, but you're following these other characters, and it was really cool. It was interesting.
And obviously, with Champions, it focuses on basketball in the Special Olympics, as well as a little bit of semi-pro level basketball. So, how would you rate your basketball skills?
I was a pretty good basketball player for a
Yeah.
midget, you know. I was always the littlest kid, you know. They used to call me Wilt the Stump.
I love it.
But I was a good ball handler, good part,
Yeah.
a guard, a point guard, fast. They couldn't stop me, but you know they could tower over me. But
Right.
I loved basketball. Loved played it every day.
Of course. And after working on a film like Champions, what was the best thing about working on this movie?
Well, all the scenes that we shot indoors.
Yeah. Can understand
Because
that.
if we had to shoot a scene outdoors in Winnipeg in December, let's get this in one take, you know, because it was freezing there.
Oh yeah, yeah, I can definitely see that. But when you look at your career, you have been in your share of films that kind of have a sports theme, whether it's Tin Cup, The Great White Hype, or even The Perfect Game. So, do
Wow.
you like working on films that kind of have like sports as a central focus? And would you like to work on more sports films down the road?
Sure, absolutely. I like working because you know the narrative. It's they're striving to win, you know, and or learn something learn something physical, and it kind of always going towards a directed goal to win the golf game or the basketball game or the whatever it is at the end. So you know that anything you do that can aid the eventual outcome of that in a good way, it's an easy thing to follow, you know. So I knew how to do that, and I played sports all my life,
Right.
all kinds of sports. I played basketball, baseball, football, ran track, and so it was part of my DNA. So I really identified with it, even though I'm not playing in any of them.
What was your favorite sport growing up?
Baseball.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Baseball, played baseball every day and then I was good in high school, and I didn't get a scholarship to go to college, and like,
Yeah.
all right, later for baseball, I hate you. I'm never gonna play baseball again. Nah. And I didn't. I didn't ever play baseball again.
Mm,
I was heartbroken. You know, I was going to be the new LB Pearson. I don't know if you knew. He was the littlest guy in the majors. He played for the
mm,
Angels, and he
okay.
was a great player. He was a center fielder, you know, and he was my hero for little guys, you know. But I knew I had no chance in basketball, but I had a chance in baseball. Yeah.
Absolutely. And along with your work on Champions, you previously starred in the film Shotgun Wedding that was on Prime Video with Jennifer Lopez. After
Mhm.
working on that film, what was the one thing that stood out with Jennifer when you were working with her?
How professional she was.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of things that went on in that movie. We shot it during COVID, and so we were in the Dominican Republic to shoot the whole movie,
Mhm.
and we were in quarantine. Basically, we were in a bubble, and all the cast members lived together in the same house
Right.
in this giant 60,000 square foot mansion, and so a lot of stuff went on. We ate dinner together every night, man.
Yeah.
You know, and J Lo and Josh Duhamel had a other mansions right next to this other one, and like
Right.
because they couldn't, stay with us in the 60,000 square foot mansion. We
Oh,
had
of
a
course
great
not.
time, man. It was like, yeah, we had this, it was astounding, and the things that we shared working together at the cast. But on a professional level, J Lo she had to replace the leading man at the last minute,
Mhm.
and okay, she jumped into her put on her producer hat and went to work. Found Josh Duhamel. Couldn't have picked a better person, and I think that was that it was supposed to happen. I guess that's my only explanation for it. But she was very professional, very nice. Had no time for bull,
Mhm.
which is good because
Absolutely.
movies can limp along during the
Yeah.
production, but there was no time to limp here.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last question for me before I let you go is obviously put together a strong career, have no signs of slowing down. But what's next for you? Do you have any projects that coming up that you can talk about?
Yeah, I'm just about to start a movie
Okay.
uh, with trying to figure out the name of it now. It it's a what's it? It's not everything everywhere also, but the good, the bad, even worse day or something. It's a not a remake, but a sequel to. It's a great cast. Eva Longoria is in it, and I once again play some beautiful woman's father, and
of course,
we're just going to start shooting it in the next couple of days in New Mexico, in Albuquerque. So I'm getting ready to go do that, and then I might do another one right after that. So I want to go sleep.
Oh yeah,
my desert house. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Well, Cheech, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and
Thank you very
continued
much.
success to you, man. I really do appreciate it.